friends, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Caitlin and I'm excited to have you guys. We're doing a lot of pregnancy content over here and then some nesting content very soon and eventually mom content, of course. But besides all that, you should know that I am a huge Disney fan. So I'm actually from Florida. I am a pass holder still. We go to Disney a lot, and I actually just went to Disney recently while pregnant. So I figured why not share my tips for going to Disney pregnant. I went towards the end of my first trimester. We went on a little trip in November of 2021. And then I went close to the end of my second trimester. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to the video. So I'll go ahead and talk about my experience first. My first time to Disney while pregnant was at the end of my first trimester. It was kind of like beginning of second trimester, and whew, it was rough. Let me tell you. It was a lot more rough than my second visit because I was just so tired. I was coming off of a cold. Like, we did so much walking, and it was definitely more rough. And then my second experience, which is the most recent time, we did go in February of 2022. We had my baby shower down in Florida, and so we took our last Disney trip until the baby comes, which is so sad to say because it makes me really sad. But I'm really excited because the next time we go, we're gonna have our baby boy. But that one was a lot easier. It was definitely like I knew more of what I needed to do, and I listened to my body a lot more than I did the first time. So my first tip is water, water, water. Drink your water. Trust me, like I don't know about you, but like being pregnant, I am so dehydrated all the time. Like, it doesn't matter how much I drink, I still feel dehydrated. This baby is just sucking all the water out of me, and you just drink water. Just drink water, that's all. That's the biggest thing I could say is, like, I definitely feel a lot better if I'm super hydrated. There's so many places to get water bottles, free water, ice water. So just make sure that, you know, every time you're off a ride or something, just get some water, because it is so important to stay hydrated, especially when you're in Florida and it's hot and you're walking so much. My second tip is to check out the rides ahead of time that you are allowed to ride. Of course, there are some rides that really aren't suggested to ride during pregnancy. It does stink because there are a lot of rides that you can't ride. I did ride a couple that you weren't supposed to. Like, I totally rode Animal Kingdom Safari. I get why you couldn't ride that one, maybe like in the third trimester, because it'd be really uncomfortable. But other than that, I still rode it in my first trimester. But you can go, you can either go on the Disney side. I mean, it tells you too when you're walking up to the ride. The sign usually says, like, expectant mothers shouldn't ride. I found it easier just to go online and like search it myself before, because a lot of like forums, there's like, a lot of moms have listed in forums the ride that you're not really supposed to ride when you're pregnant. So I would definitely check that out ahead of time so you're not like disappointed when you get to the park, or you're not putting yourself in any kind of danger. Not that I think it'd be necessarily like super dangerous unless you're riding like Tower of Terror or something, but it's kind of important to know before you go there. That way you can kind of plan your day and what you're gonna do when everyone else is riding those rides. My third tip is to plan your rest for rides and shows. So you definitely wanna have rest time, especially if you're going all day and you're not leaving the park. I made sure that I had times where I was gonna be sitting and not walking, kind of giving myself some time to rest and recoup. That way I could walk. This last time we went to Epcot, so we did a ton of walking. It definitely wasn't a lot of sitting, but the first time I definitely made sure that I planned some rest in there, even if it was just like, we're going on the Hall of Presidents. That's not my favorite thing, so I can kind of like maybe take a little nap or just rest my feet on there rather than skipping it. So definitely plan out your rest, because you will probably need it, especially if you are going like in your first trimester or towards the end. Second trimester bliss is great and you do have a lot more energy, but those first and third trimesters, you're definitely gonna want some more rest. My fourth tip kind of goes with that, but don't be afraid to get a wheelchair if you need it. I did not want to get a wheelchair because I was like, I don't want to be that person. Everyone's going to look at me like I'm, what's this lady? She's not even sick. There's something wrong with her, whatever. But towards the end of our trip on the first time, I did end up getting a wheelchair because I started feeling really faint. I started just getting like really crampy down there. I think just my, the muscles around my abdomen were really hurting, and I just started feeling really sick. And so my husband's like, you're getting a wheelchair. Like, I'm gonna push you around. So don't be afraid to get one if you need it. Like, really, it's not a big deal, and it saves you a lot of trouble in the long run. My 5th tip, which makes sense and should be a thing, but some people still don't, is wear comfy clothes. There is no reason to get all decked out going to Disney World for a whole day or vacation when you're pregnant. Like, just wear breathable clothes, wear the comfiest clothes you can find, something stretchy. You don't want anything that's like super constricting on the belly, because you're just gonna hate yourself for it. There's a lot more muscles that you're working when you're walking around Disney all day, and it's so much easier to already have comfy clothes on. I wore like my leggings both times and some t-shirts, brought a hoodie with me, and it was perfect. Bring good walking shoes and just be comfortable. You can still be cute and be comfy. And my last tip is to make sure you are not packing too heavy of a bag. The last thing you want is to be carrying around a super heavy bag when you're really tired and winded and it's hot outside. So I would just suggest making sure that you pack lightly, or maybe if your husband, fiance, boyfriend, whatever, is there, have him carry the bag, or like I said, get a wheelchair and then you can put the bag on your lap. That's all the tips I have for you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!